Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And here we go. Okay, guys, this is Maurice with Studio G. I want to bring you some breaking news. To some people, this is bad news. To some people, this is good news. I'm neither one of those. I'm very neutral on this issue, and I'm just bringing it to you because this is what I do. I cover news. So, breaking news: President Trump has been indicted by the Manhattan DA for what he did. Okay, now he has given a statement. So I'm going to be covering a bunch of sites here. So the former president, in a statement responding to the news of his indictment, called it a political persecution. Okay, so President Trump probably very upset about this, and I'm quite sure his supporters are upset. So I want you guys to give me some feedback. What are your thoughts on this? What are you thinking? Should he be able to run for president again? Do you think he's guilty? But we'll cover this today, and I really want you guys to participate. So I see it's about 7 people here so far. And if you're in the video, go ahead and smash the like button. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So from a Republican perspective, this has been a witch hunt. The Republicans think that the Democrats are against President Trump, and from a Democratic perspective, they finally getting some justice. But from my personal perspective, we as Americans need to come together. I don't know whether President Trump is innocent or guilty, but I don't believe you should be able to just do anything you want to a former president. Okay, that's just my personal opinion because we remember what happened a couple years ago, so we don't want that to happen again. But if he is guilty, then I mean I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody have any thoughts on this? Okay, so every news channel is covering this. When I flip over here to MSNBC, the headline is New York grand jury indicts Trump in hush money payment case. So the gist of this story is a New York grand jury indicted Donald Trump in connection with a hush money payment to Stormy Daniels made by his former lawyer, Michael Cohen. So I want to bring something to you guys' attention real quick. Okay. So I looked up the word indicted because I really didn't know what that means. So I put the definition right here on the screen for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it to you because I'm not a lawyer. I've heard that word in movies and on TV. I've never been indicted, so I didn't really know what it meant. So I asked Chat GPT to give me a clear definition of indicted. So indicted means it refers to the formal accusation or charge made against an individual or entity by a grand jury, indicating that there is sufficient evidence to warrant a criminal trial. The indictment process is part of the legal system in certain countries, including the United States, and it typically occurs before a trial. An indictment outlines the specific criminal charges against the defendant and is issued after the grand jury has reviewed evidence and testimony presented by the prosecution. Being indicted does not mean the person is guilty of the charges. Rather, it means that there is enough evidence to bring the case to trial where guilt or innocent will be determined. So right now he's just being charged with whatever he did with Stormy Daniels. And so the indictment stems from the money he gave to his lawyer, which he gave his lawyer $130,000 before the 2016 presidential election to he keep her quiet about an encounter with Mr. Trump. So that's what this is all about. Now, I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. We got too much stuff going on in the country right now to really be worried about this. And I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I mean, it's too much. It's like a lot of stuff happening with schools, a lot of stuff happening with the weather. The economy is kind of messed up, and it's really going to cost a lot of money to try to prosecute a former president because he does have different privileges that regular people don't have. Okay, so when I hop over here to CNN, okay, let's see. So really, former President Trump indicted by a New York grand jury. It's the same thing. He released a statement. He thinks it's a prosecution. Okay, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office has been investigating the former president in connection with his alleged role in hush money payment scheme and cover-up involvement with Stormy Daniels that dates back to 2016. So, I mean, this is a bad thing happening right now. I think this is going to cause more strife between the two parties. I really think that this should, and this is, I'm just giving you guys my personal opinion. I really think they should just let this go. I really do. That's just me personally. I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican, but this is something that I don't think they should have messed with. It's probably other stuff that they could do, but this is not one of them because it looks like they're trying to block him from running for president. That's just my opinion also. Because if they were going to do this, they should have did it a long time ago before he even got in office the first time. So, but now to bring it up when we're close to the 2024 election. Now, again, let me make a statement. I am not pro-Trump and I am not anti-Trump. I'm just a person who like to listen to the facts, and the timing on this is rather suspicious. And what do you guys think? I see it's a few people here in the live chat. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think he should have been indicted? Do you think they should spend all of this money? Because they got to spend a ton of money to prosecute Mr. Trump because he's a former president. He can't do things like regular people. He can't just sit in the court lobby. They got to have security. They got to secure premises. Everything around him got to be secure. So I don't think that we should have wasted our money on this as American people. We have people still looking for jobs. You got people being displaced by tornadoes. You got food insecurity. The economy is in the tank. We have inflation. There's a lot of other stuff going on. And I don't know if this is a witch hunt or not, but I really would like some of you guys' feedback. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that this is a witch hunt? Are you scared to say something? I even go as far as to let someone join me here on this live if you have a point pro or against what's going on. Let's look at another page. Now I think this is MSNBC. So all the news networks are live. This is never in the history of America has a president, a former president, ever been indicted. They have never charged a president with a crime ever. Okay. So this is a historical event. It's a bad thing that happened. It shouldn't have happened. Whether he did it or not, I think maybe they should make him pay a fine or something. But to go through a whole court case, that's just me. And I'm sorry if some people may agree or disagree with me, but I'm just bringing you the facts at how I see them. Now, if we go over here to Google, let's see. We have all types of things in the search engine about this. This is a world news event. If you type in Trump, then you hit news. It's so much stuff in the news. Trump indicted. Trump indicted. Everybody, and some people think this funny, but I don't think it's funny because the rest of the world is watching us. America should set examples of how we do our politics because other countries look up to us. And I think they really should have just left this alone. If they wanted to punish him or make him pay a restitution, they should have just done it quietly. To make a big media spectacle for a former president, I just don't think it's right. Okay. And that's just my personal opinion. And does anyone else have any thoughts on this? Okay. So one thing about it though, morally, I don't know if he did this or not. I mean, that's like cheating on your wife. Well, that is cheating on your wife if he did do that. If he did pay this woman off the money, I don't know how that's illegal. How is that illegal? I think people do that all the time. So I don't think this is a crime that should be spotlighted against a former president. And I just don't know. So let's take a look at some of these other sites. So Forbes has the viral mug shots of President Trump that are fake. So some people making fake mug shots. I don't even think they should release a mug shot because it's just going to add fuel to the fire. A lot of people are super upset about this, and we need calm in this country, guys. You see what's been going on for the last few weeks in this country. It's a lot of vitriol. So this picture is fake. So you have people using AI to make fake mug shots and things like that. So a lot of people putting out fake AI generated content. Okay. And what else we got going? So the Washington Post, we got what about Fox News? Now he has a long relationship with Fox News. This is one of his go-to channels. So they even have this up. Is it the charges against Trump related to payments? So former President Trump has been indicted as part of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office year-long. So they've been investigating this for a year. Now think about this, guys. all the crime that's in New York City, and the district attorney of New York City has been investigating a former president because of some hush money. I just don't think this is something that should have been, and I'm being honest. I could come on here easily and say, yeah, I'm pro that he go to jail, but I'm not. I think they should leave this alone because it's only gonna spark people to be angry about this. His supporters are gonna be super angry. People are gonna be making all kind of speeches and all of this stuff, and it's unnecessary. Okay, if the guy wants to run for president again, let him and let the best man win. We don't have to bring up charges. If it was his money, was it his money? Does anybody know if that was President Trump's money that he used to pay Stormy Daniels, or was that donated money that he got from people who donated to his campaign? So this is gonna be long and drawn out. It's gonna be drawn out until probably close to the election. And to be honest, this really gonna put fuel to his supporters where they gonna support him more. Okay, so this is not a good thing that's going on. Let's look at some more pages. Okay. Okay. Let's look at all the news coverage. You got a lot of sites covering this. The New York Times. I think they have a live broadcast going on right now. So it's a lot of stuff going on in the news now. So at my age, and I'm kind of older, and I've never seen anything like this ever. Most time when presidents get out of office, they fade into the sunset. We never hear anything about George Bush. We never hear anything about Barack Obama. We don't even see Bill Clinton. But for some reason, they got it out for Mr. Trump. Okay. And I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm not saying he's a bad person. Again, I'm just bringing you the news. Okay. I'm not pro. I'm not anti. I'm just bringing you the news because actually, this is a historical event. A president of the United States has never, ever been indicted. Ever. Okay. Time magazine. Trump was just indicted. Here's what to know about the charges in the case. Let's look that one up. Okay, so he was just indicted. I mean, this is going to be in the news all weekend. Okay. So, and then he's almost an 80-year-old man, but I guess. Okay. What are they saying? They might try to make me subscribe to their page before they let me read the news. So a lot of sites make you try to subscribe to their page before you can actually see their news. So, okay, so I'm on Time, which is Time Magazine, and this is their website. And the first paragraph is, for the first time in American history, a former president has been criminally indicted. According to the Associated Press and first reported by the New York Times, a Manhattan grand jury voted to indict Donald Trump on charges related to paying hush money to a former, I can't say that word, setting up complicated and explosive legal battle as Trump tries to run for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. So he's trying to run for president again, and this is going to be a thorn in his side. Okay, so the indictment, which has not yet been made public, so that's a key factor right there. We don't know what they're really charging him with. So they haven't made the indictment public. So if you just getting on here, at the beginning of the video, I did a definition of indictment, which indictment, and as regular people, if you're not a criminal and you're just a regular person, You probably don't know what indictment or indicted means. And again, indicted or indictment is when they have a grand jury and they get presented evidence and they listen to witnesses, and then they decide whether they can go forward with a criminal trial. So we don't know what it says in the indictment, okay? But it says right here, this little paragraph right here, the indictment, which has not been made yet public, comes after Trump claimed on March 18th that he would be arrested. So he already knew that the indictment was coming by Bragg. And so Bragg, or Mr. Bragg, or DA Bragg, is the Manhattan DA, telling his supporters on social media platform the truth to protest. Okay, so that's not a good thing. So he should never tell you guys to protest. So no, don't protest this. Donald Trump has enough money to defend himself. Okay, that's the truth right there. Okay, when the DA did not charge Trump last week, some political pundits and legal analysts began to speculate that Bragg had gotten cold feet. Okay, so I think that the DA, Bragg, probably wanted to delay it to let it cool off a little bit before he actually charged Mr. Trump with anything. Okay, so, I mean, again, this is not a good thing here. Let's refresh this Google page and see if anything else comes up. Okay, Reuters. What's on Reuters? So I guess we'll be waiting to see the indictment to see specifically what are the charges. And from my understanding, the charges are going to be using money to pay somebody, but he wasn't supposed to do that, basically. Okay, so it probably, where did the money come from? Did he use his personal money, or did he use campaign funds? Because if he used campaign funds, that was breaking the law. Okay. So, I mean, every site is saying the same thing, guys. So if you're watching this in a replay and it's been a further information about this, I apologize, but this is a live video right now. So I'm learning everything as I talk to you. Now, if you're on this channel and you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Okay. If you are a subscriber, go ahead and like this video. Okay. So, and again, I'm gonna constantly say this part right here. I'm not pro or anti Donald Trump. I'm not pro or anti Joe Biden. I like politicians who have issues that I agree with. If they agree with the issues I agree with, then I agree with that politician. If they, and you don't have to agree with everything. So that's what people get. I think that's what people get a lot of confusion from. They want to be able to like the politician. Some politicians, you're not going to like them, but that doesn't mean they're not a good leader. Okay. Sometimes at your job, you might not like your boss, but if he's a good boss, he's a good boss. Now, again, that doesn't mean I'm saying, hey, I like Trump, or hey, I like Biden. Some stuff I agree with Joe Biden with, some stuff I agree with Donald Trump with. Okay. So it just depends on what the issue is. Some of the issues, like, I'm a veteran. Okay. I served 4 years in the Army back in the 90s. And when Donald Trump became president, he did a lot of stuff for veterans. So I liked it that. Okay. I did. I said, wow, somebody finally doing something for veterans. Because as a veteran, I see that a lot of people only care about veterans if it's a war going on. But when it's not, or the former veterans, and you got to go to the VA hospital, Donald Trump fixed that. Okay, so let's look what else is on the Google feed. The Hill: Trump lashes out at indictment. Okay, let's read his reaction. And I'm quite sure he's super upset, but he knew this was coming. President Trump actually knew this was coming. So I'm quite sure he was prepared for this. And so this is on thehill.com. And the headline is Trump lashes out at indictment, says he's completely innocent. Okay, so former President Trump lashed out on Thursday after he was indicted in an alleged hush money scheme, maintaining his innocence and accusing Democrats and law enforcement officials of weaponizing our justice system to punish a political opponent. Now, to be honest, guys, that's what it looks like. That's actually what it looks like. I mean, because hush money. What is that illegal? I don't know. Is that illegal or not? This is political prosecution and election interference at the highest level in history, Trump said in a statement. From the time I came down the golden escalators at Trump Tower, and even before I was sworn in as president of the United States, the left Democrats, the enemy of hardworking men and women of this country, have been engaged in a witch hunt to destroy the Make America Great movement. Okay. So, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the Make America Great movement. Again, as far as politicians, if they have an issue that I support that politician. If they have, and it don't matter if they're Republican or Democrat, if it's an issue that I don't support, then I'm not going to support that politician. So we're not going to see the indictment paperwork and the wording for weeks. It said right here. The indictment has been expected 4 weeks earlier this month. Prosecutors in Manhattan offered Trump and his lawyers the opportunity to testify before the grand jury, signaling that a decision on an indictment was close. Since then, Trump has sought to rally his base. Okay. So we're not going to see the wording, the actual charges, because that's what an indictment is, that whatever they're going to charge him with. Let's take another look down the Google timeline. Okay. Now here's some tweets from some of your favorite people. Okay, Ron DeSantis. Now Ron DeSantis probably, he hasn't declared it, but he's probably going to be running against Trump for president. And his words from his Twitter account is the weaponization of the legal system to advance a political agenda turns the rule of law on his head. It is un-American. And the Soros back. Okay, so I always hear this name right here, Soros. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know nothing about that. But I always get, when I say anything, either pro or against, if I say something against Trump, I'm a Soros or whatever that is. I don't even know who that is, okay? Let's look at some more tweets here. Okay. I don't know any of these people. Okay. View on Twitter. I bet you Twitter is in shambles. I'm quite sure Twitter is in shambles right now. And like I said, this is a historical event because they has never, ever accused a former president of a crime. They have never, ever indicted a president. I think the worst we got was when Richard Nixon resigned. That was, I think, what they call it. What's the word? I can't think of it now because I'm getting older. But they impeached. They impeached Richard Nixon. I think they had to do with a break-in at the Watergate Hotel. But they have never indicted a president. Okay, so if you go down your Google timeline, this is all you're gonna see. See, this is kind of weird because, like I said, we got a lot of things going on in America right now. We just had an incident in Nashville. It was an incident in Memphis. It was a tornado, hurricane in Mississippi. I mean, it's so much. We got inflation going on. We got people getting evicted from their houses, foreclosures. We got the issue with the banks going on. So it's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if this is just a distraction or not. This might just be a huge distraction because this headline is going to be in the news for who knows how long. And matter of fact, if you're anti-Trump, you shouldn't have wanted this, because what this is going to do is rally the people who support him. Okay. And if you're pro-Trump and you were thinking about voting for DeSantis, this might give you a reason to jump back on the Trump train. Okay. And again, I know people joining the live and jumping in and out. And those, for the new people who just came, I am not pro-Trump. I am not pro-Biden. I'm going to always say that. I should have it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. But what I am, I do like politicians who support issues that I'm interested in. Okay. So it's been about 30 minutes on here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off because it's nothing new has been presented yet. From what we know so far is that President Trump has been indicted by a grand jury. Indictment means that they found enough evidence from witnesses and documents to go forward with a criminal case. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for watching. If you just hopped on here, you can rewind it because I'm going to leave this up as a video that you can watch. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you got any questions or statement, leave them in the comments and I'll be browsing the comments for the rest of tonight. I might hop on this again, maybe about 9 or 10. So thanks again, guys, and have a great day.